Hey guys, today I have a review on a new foundation. This is the About Face foundation. This is the line from Halsey. I went ahead and picked up the shade LM2 Neutral and I really love the packaging. I bought this when it came on the website the very first day. So I've been trying this almost about 2 weeks more or less. And this is what the bottle looks like. If you are new to this channel and like beauty, fashion, I'd love to have you subscribe. My links are also down below for my social media. But like I was saying, this is the bottle. It has the logo. I really feel like it's really on par with her other products. I own a few of her, what are these called? Like the liquid eyeshadows. Her lippies are also this kind of container. And so she's going with the theme of like the whole rectangle theme, and so this one is really fitting. I like the gunmetal top. When you open this up, it does have a really big doe foot applicator. I'm going to try to show you guys a close-up, and if it has kind of like a curve to it, hopefully you guys will be able to see that. So it has a curve. It holds a decent amount of product without being too much. It also has a stopper in there, so it does stop the doe foot applicator from having way too much foundation on the end of it. So I really like the whole concept of the doe foot applicator. It's very similar to the Rare Beauty one. Now let's get into what they claim for this foundation. As far as the claims go, this says that it is a conscious beauty. It's vegan, clean ingredients, cruelty free. What they call this is the Performer Skin Focus Foundation is the official name. It's $22. It has a little over 1 ounce and it's buildable, breathable, medium coverage, and it's supposed to be a long wear second skin finish. So I will go into my opinion on this. Also show you guys a little demo around here of me actually applying it. When I go like this, it's the second layer to show if it's buildable or not. So that way you guys can see just one thin layer and then a second layer on top of that one. And I do feel like the color match was really on par. I'll try to put some of my other foundations down below if you're curious. People used to use MAC as a guide, but I feel like not enough people buy MAC anymore, so I'll just try to put a few foundations down below if you're looking for a similar skin tone as mine. Okay, as far as the foundation, I have had a love-hate relationship these past 2 weeks for this. That's one of the reasons that I don't like to just use something once or twice and do a review. I really like to thoroughly try something out and see what primers it can go with, what a skincare it can kind of go with, because it's all going to depend, like if it's oil based, water based, it's just going to depend a lot of the formulation. I will say that this foundation does not play really well with a lot of other products. If you are somebody who moisturizes a lot or uses a lot of glowy products on your skin, this bad boy does not like that. When I was trying to just do my regular skincare routine, I do moisturizer in the morning. I usually do a glowy primer. This would just break up and not look right on my skin. And I do have little dry patches, especially like here around my mouth. And I really felt like it kind of accentuated that texture. I had to play with this in various different ways to really get it to work with me. I feel like now that I've gotten to know what the foundation is and how it works with my skin, I've been able to make it work. I feel like this is very buildable to a certain extent. If you do a full layer like on top of another, it's going to get cakey. You can layer it up just a little bit in certain areas, but you don't want to overdo it because it will become thick and cakey and not look as right. So it's not fully buildable, as they say. If you apply too much, it's not going to look nice. Another thing is that they say it's breathable and medium coverage. I do feel like this is a really nice light to medium coverage. It's not full medium coverage, but it is a light medium. I can still see, like even right now I have the foundation on. I just have one layer on and you can see my age spots here. I call them my freckles, and you can still visibly see them. So I feel like this is for somebody who doesn't want to cover too much, because if you layer this on too thick, it's going to accentuate those issues. I do feel like it is a very nice formula as far as like when you feel it on your skin, it doesn't feel like anything when you do just one layer like I have on today. It just feels really nice and very lightweight and very beautiful. I do like the finish of it. It has a very like natural satin look to the skin, and I really, really highly enjoy that. Where I came with issues is I like a lot of longevity in my foundation, so I usually tend to at least take a powder puff or a light brushing and powder my face to make it last my whole shift. And this foundation does really accentuated those dry patches. I could not say that right. This foundation accentuated those dry patches when I set it with powder. And what I learned with using this in different ways is that I feel like this foundation sets itself. I today have it on and I feel like it looks beautiful, and it lasts probably like 6 to 8 hours before it starts breaking down. When I tried to like put too much powder, it just really caked it up and did not look right. This foundation works better with less products. So I just do a very light moisturizer, a very just the teeniest amount of primer, if not no primer, and just wear it by itself basically. If I applied sunscreen with this, it would peel and just become really yucky with a lot of my sunscreens. So I don't know, this foundation was very hard to work around as far as like finding a way for it to work for me. I do have more mature skin. I do have normal to spot like combination where I have little dry patches here on my skin. And the way I got this to work is a thin layer of moisturizer, primer or no primer, you know, in just the smallest amount, not anything way too heavy or glowy or anything like that. And then I apply this and only powder like very lightly, like just the tiniest amount, not like what I normally do. I just like tap a little bit, like really clean it off and just pat, especially in those areas that I want a little bit more longevity. If I don't need the other areas that I don't really need powder, I just kind of whatever was left on the brush kind of just set like this. So I didn't really like go in like I usually do with my powder and do like a more heavier application. And I feel like that's the way for this not to accentuate your texture or like dry patches, etc. is that I don't really feel like this foundation is meant to be set with powder. I feel like it almost sets itself. You might just want to do a light dusting to kind of take away that foundation feel from the skin. But after I did that, I really enjoyed the foundation. I feel like it looks very beautiful on the skin. I don't have an issue as far as like longevity, even though it says that it's long wearing. I don't really feel like it's super long wearing. I do 12-hour shifts, and after around 6 to 7 hours, I could see it start breaking down. As always, I always have like issues around my nose area where my nose, because I do touch and sniffle my nose a lot. I always have issues with foundation staying on my nose. I feel like most people do, but I also would see like breakup here around my mouth area. I'll try to put a picture here where you can definitely see like my nose and like my upper lip. Most of the foundation is gone. I have been sick, so please excuse the photo because even my under eyes and everything look janky. I've been sneezing a lot at work, and then my eyes have been watering, which has just like crackled up my under eye area. So I can't really fully blame the foundation for not looking really nice because I have been under the weather, and I do feel like me sneezing and using tissues and like cleaning has also contributed to the foundation wearing off even faster in this whole mid area. But if you look in the photo, you can see like my cheek area and everything after 7 hours. I think it was like at 7-8 hour mark is still fully there. My forehead's still kind of okay looking. In general, I feel like this is a good everyday foundation. I wouldn't say it's something that I would use for going to a wedding or something long wearing or photo shoot, but I do feel like it's beautiful for like an everyday look or for like anybody who's just gonna go to work, especially if you work indoors. It's gonna, you know, last you probably like those 6 to 8 hours, and it's gonna look very beautiful. Like I said, it's just kind of like working around it. And I do feel like this foundation is very beautiful, but it took me a hot minute to figure it out. And that's why a lot of times I don't just jump into doing reviews, because if I had done a review the first day, I would be like, oh my god, I hate this foundation, it applied ugly, it's patchy, it became like crusty in certain areas. And once I really found a way to make it work for me, I really love it, and I do really feel like it's very beautiful. I think that maybe if you have oily skin, you're really going to enjoy this, and you're probably going to be able to apply it and apply powder on top with no issues. Let me know if you have oily skin down below and you've tried this, if it works for you. But definitely if you're somebody who likes to layer a lot of products, that's something that you're not going to be able to do with this. And also if you have dry skin, you're going to be more cautious as far as applying powder on top of this. But that is my review on this product. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear back from you. I hope that this was helpful for somebody. And thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, hit that little red button. I have social media down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.